how at Dokit we leverage Semantic Mediawiki and Mediawiki in a more user-friendly way. As you just said earlier, we have created a Dokit skin to make it more user-friendly. But Dokit is not only a skin, there are also extensions that aims to simplify the life of the user. So I won't go to all of the little tiny things that we have developed to improve the usability of the wiki, but I will have a look at three main actions that, as an administrator, I'd like to do and to manage when I want to manage stuff in my wiki. So the three topics I'm going to talk about is how to manage user rights and permission in Dokit, how to create and manage semantic properties, and how to create and manage your categories using a simplified but efficient way. So, but first thing first, who are we and what is Dokit? So we have created Dokit with Gauthier, my partner, to help manufacturers and retailers to create, to move from the old manuals and technical instructions from paper to a nice interface, modern, where they can create their manuals, their instruction in a very visual way. So to do so, we use the Mediawiki and Semantic Mediawiki to create all of the content. So in Dokit, our idea is to propose the platform on a SaaS model. So we have our clients are manufacturers. They contact us. They don't really know that our platform is powered by Mediawiki or Semantic Mediawiki. That's the main point. For them, it's just a platform to create instructions and manuals. We don't hide it. It's written everywhere that it's powered by Mediawiki, but they don't really know what it is. So for us, it's very important to make Mediawiki as useful as what they find on other softs that they buy on a SaaS model. So that's the main issue we face, and that we wanted to fix with Mediawiki. So the first point, how you manage user rights and permission. So today, when you want to create your groups and assign permissions to a group, you will have to look at the documentation. You will have a bunch of rights that are really well documented, but you need to go through all of them. For some rights, you have more sub rights. For example, if you want to deal with the move rights, so move is when you want to rename a page, you have like move category, page, move root user pages, move sub-pages, move files. So you need to assign all of them to one user or to one group of users, and then you will put this user into this group. So it's a little bit complex if you are an administrator and you want to deal with Mediawiki and you have never heard about Mediawiki. You will have to go through all of this documentation, so it can be a little bit complex. And then when you have choose what you want to give to your group, you need to edit your local settings and add this little line. And then as an administrator, you need to go to the user right special page. So you need to go through these pages. You don't really know which links will lead you to what you're looking for. So you need to look after it. And at Dokit, and then when you reach this page, you now need to find the user to which you will give the good rights. And then you need to know what's his username. And if you have hundreds of users, it could be a bit complex. So at Dokit, we believe we could simplify this. So I will show you what we've done. Oops, sorry. All right, so when I log as an administrator, I will have an administration link on the user menu on top right. And on this administration, we have created an administration panel where, as an administrator, I will find everything I need to manage my wiki. So I'll first arrive on a dashboard with some statistics. But then let's have a look at how to manage my rights and permission. So we've decided that the list of all the rights were a little bit complex to understand for a non-Mediawiki initiated user. So we have simplified their rights by creating one top right who have all of those sub rights. For example, let me show. Like deleting content on our platform is just one line. So this user, this group. So we have So first thing first. So we have created 5 roles that are already existing in our platform. So the public is like everyone who arrive on the platform, the logged in users, the contributor, the proofreaders, and the administrators. So then it's more understandable for them to see, okay, this type of user, I know what they're supposed to do. And then they can simply change right there to each right, and they can directly on the interface, change this. Also, we couldn't write all of the rights that already exist on MediaWiki because it's too specific. So we've combined multiple user rights, MediaWiki user right, into one user right. So for example, deleting on content, behind this you have deleting a page, deleting a file page. You have also the edit right because you need the edit right to delete, for example, you know. So this gave us a list of maybe 20 rights that are more understandable for an administrator, and for them it's easy to manage their user. And then, instead of using the user rights page, we display directly the list of all of the users, so they can directly take a user, modify it, and just choose which role they want to assign to him. All right, so that's one of the things we've done to improve the usability. When you are also non-familiar with Wiki and you still want to use the power of Semantic Mediawiki, you need to have, you want to create your properties and to add them into your pages. So for that we use page form. So just a small introduction of page form. So when you create a page on Dokit, you will arrive on a predefined form to create your page with some field, and each field refers to a property. So you have the property description, the categories, the property difficulty, duration, area, businesses, and so on. So those properties will help you categorize and your content and structure your content. But as an administrator, I'd like to edit those because for some reason I need to add a new one. For example, geographic or department. So we have also created on the administration page what we've called Metadata Manager, and this gives me a form where I can create a new metadata and give it a name in English. So, for example, places, let's say. And I can define if it's going to be a drop-down, a checkbox, or a text for the user. So I will use drop-down if he can pick only one place, or checkbox if he can pick 2. And then I can add like values. So let's say places, I will put Paris and Munich and let's say San Francisco. So, and I can choose to display this metadata, so this property, on the tutorial form or on the page forms. So I will put it on the tutorial form. And I can also choose if it's going to be a mandatory field and if I want to use this on my metadata as a search filter. So I will pick those two. Then I'll save. Oh, okay, and I need to put some. Doesn't matter. So yeah, as an admin, that's the only thing I need to do to edit my form. So automatically, when I will want to create a new page, I will see these places here. So it's automatically added into my form, and the properties are created. And so I will create this page. So blah, blah, blah. I'll pick a category in the list. And so then, yeah, I can see here my places, Paris. That's been added to my page, and then now I can use it as a search filter if I use the Explore page. The Explore page is a page where you find all of your Dokit content, and you can filter your content by semantic properties. So that's something we've done. And the last things I wanted to show you is the category manager. So also in Mediawiki, in general, categories are created by administrator or sysops or bureaucrats. So you need to know how to use it. You need to know what kind of wiki text you need to enter into a page. So we have created this interface to simply help the administrator to create his category. So I can create a new category. So let's say a new category. I can give it a small description also. And then I can also create subcategories. So because for users, it makes sense to create categories and subcategories and to refer this as a file. So you can have a file tree. So let's say I create a subcategory, and I can simply drag and drop it into the new category right here. Okay. And then this will automatically create my new category page with the subcategory in it. And now back to the page I have created. I was create new page. So the one with the place Paris in it. If I edit it, I can now pick among the categories the new category and the subcategory. So I can pick them. And then automatically I can find it, new category. I found my page here. So we've created those little things that are really helpful for a non-Mediawiki user which is not familiar with the wiki text and all. Okay, and think Yeah, so now I wanted to show this. As a UX designer, we like to keep it simple. So I wanted to finish and conclude by this maxim by Antoine Saint-Exupéry. Perfection is achieved not when there is nothing to add, but when there is nothing left to take away. So let's keep our interfaces simple. Thanks.
Do you have any questions?
So I have seen that you also have the ability to rename categories, right?
Yeah.
How do you deal with a large amount of pages that have been assigned? Let's say there are thousands or even more pages. Renaming a category will mean touching all of these pages, right?
Yeah. So we also have to deal with the translations and internationalization. In Dokit, we have 6 languages, and we have decided to have all of those languages integrated into the Mediawiki. And we have 2 solutions when we wanted to do this internationalization. Either we had to create one Mediawiki instance per language, or we use a translate extension to have a multilingual MediaWiki. We choose the multilingual MediaWiki, and so at some point we had the problem to translate category. And so when I edit a category, I can translate it in in the 6 languages that we have. And actually, when we rename a category, we don't rename the category itself. We use translation strings. And if, let's say, I will show you an example. So I will translate this one, the new category, into French, nouvelle category. And then if I go to this category, so as you can see here, the name of the category is new category in the URL. The name that is displayed here is also the name of the name in English. But if I switch to French, I'll see nouvelle category here, but the URL doesn't change. So it's just the same category. So if I rename it, as a user, I won't rename this name here. I will rename this one, even if it's in English.
Okay, so you never actually added pages for renaming. The canonical name will always be the same.
Yeah. Unless there is an issue and then the customer asks us why this name is, it's
if
weird, then we
there's
can.
a typo or something like that.
If you mistype it, maybe we can fix it, but otherwise, it will never touch the canonical name. Yeah.
Okay, great. I would have another question regarding the permission management and role management. I've seen 5 roles. As far as I understood this, these roles are actually user groups, aren't they?
Yeah.
So there's no way to have arbitrary user groups with a certain role. That's nothing. Let's say, well.
Indeed, we have created one user group per role. To combine all of those user rights into one, we've created groups. And then but the administrator can only select a group, one of those 5 groups.
Yeah, so this is just a name for the asterisk group.
Yeah.
Public is a name for the asterisk group.
Yeah. As an admin, if I go to user rights, so as you can see here, so that's what we have here. So basically, those here are groups that we have created, and each of them is what we call permission here. So the read the content basically refers to Dokit read. Create the content, create an account, or maybe Dokit create an account. So yeah, but the user can't just go to this special user right page. He only can go to this role grant that we have created, and he can only pick. You heard what I mean, or
yeah, thanks. I understand. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am very new with Semantic Mediawiki, so my question might be a newbie question. But the point of subcategories and categories, let's say you have category A and B, one next to the other, no concept of subcategories at first, and you create your pages, let's say 1 million pages, and they are either A or B. And then your data modelers say that B is in fact a subcategory of A. So you go to the interface and you say that B is now a subcategory of A. Will it automatically infer on all the pages that the categories should now be updated and now should be A and B, for example?
I think it should work properly, right? So the subcategory will become, the category B will become a subcategory of category A, and all the page that was in category B stays in category B, for they won't be edited. They're gonna move just because Is it don't move actually, right? Nothing will happen for them. It's just
it's inference, category inference. So because you are a B, and we know that all B's are A, then you are also a A.
Yeah.
This is inference.
Oh yeah, that's.
But in your example, in the user interface, you could say, for example, that you were in the subcategory B, but not in A, from the user interface.
Yeah.
So how do you do that then?
No, that actually doesn't work. We need to if you pick a subcategory, you will automatically be also on the parent category. Yeah, indeed. So yeah, we might need to fix it, or it could be just a trick. If you select a subcategory, it will automatically check the parent category.
Okay, thanks.
I actually still have a question. What about customers that would request speaking URLs? Because, you know, I'm a big fan and user of the display title extension, and I have, you know, in the best of data management practice, all my identifiers are actually pure numbers, and I just use the display title to refer to them or to actually display what they are. But that means that you lose the functionality of speaking URLs. And one of the great things about Wikipedia and the MediaWiki software beneath it, you know, it is this speaking URLs. So do you have multi-language category?
Yeah,
How do you deal with that request?
So we still have a speaking language. So the name of the page will be the name of it will be written in the URL. And for translated page, we use what the extension translate does. So we add like slash and with the language code after that. So it's like my page name /en or /it for Italy. Okay. So yeah, we haven't changed it. We kept it like MediaWiki is. Except for categories, where I said we use canonical one. So if you translate it, the URL won't change.
Okay. Would you consider redirect?
We try to keep our. We want our client to follow our rules. Because if we make some changes in the future in the software, if they stick to our rules, we make sure that the future improvement upgrade will be done properly. I mean, the redirection won't be affected. It works, you know. When people move a page, they can choose to keep the redirection if they want to. But we try to keep them using it as it should be.
Because I would be interested in what you think. I had one customer who I convinced to use the display title extension, but that person was really disappointed that we lost the speaking URLs. So what I'm considering now is actually we have synonyms. You know, that's another aspect we want to manage in a thesaurus, is antonyms, synonyms, hyponyms, and hypernyms. And my idea would be that semantically we declare what synonyms we have, and then we have a bot that manages a couple of redirect pages that redirect to that, you know, sort of cryptic encoded page name. And actually, you know, if this had to be controlled by a human being, it would be very prone to divert from reality pretty quickly. However, if we have a bot taking care of that, it would be perfectly manageable. So I have the intention to create that extension that would enhance, I think, that synonym handling capability. You had another question?
It was just a comment. So this is a very interesting discussion that we can have at the break. But for example, when you go to Wikidata, they took the complete opposite option. They are just numbers. So if you want to reach whatever you want in Wikidata, you need to use the search engine. And basically, users, from my perspective, they don't care about the URL. Chrome even wants to remove the URL part of the browser and rely only upon the search engine.
Yes, that's right. But sometimes, and that's what was one of my envisaged talks here, is how do we link within the wiki and into the wiki? You know, a wiki is sort of a corporate knowledge base, so you will end up with a lot of links scattered across emails, across meeting minutes, across whatever, that would be, you know, severed, right? Severed, if we did a uncontrolled renaming. That's why redirection in MediaWiki is a constituent element of usability. However, it can become cumbersome, in my understanding, if you rename too many times, right? You can have a chain of redirects. However, if you don't want to use lose the user that has actually bookmarked that page 10 years ago, you have to maintain the redirects. And I think that, you know, serving the user is still paramount. I'm a super data passionate, and I'm all into codes and numbers and digits, but my users are not. They love speaking URLs. So that would be an interesting discussion to have, I think.
When are you going to release this software?
We're expecting that question. Yeah, actually, part of it is already released on Wikifab GitHub repo. But I must say that, yeah, it's not as updated as what I showed you. So the thing is, we have lots of code cleaning to do before releasing, but that's on our roadmap. So yeah, I'm sure tomorrow. So you will love to meet my my CTO Pierre, who is in charge of the technical roadmap, and yeah.